right. Happy Monday evening, everybody. How's it going? Badel, welcome. How's it going today, brother? How was your weekend?
Busy. Trimmed borrowed a pole saw, a 16-foot pole saw, a manual
Oh, you
one.
mentioned that on Crypto on the Rocks. Yeah. How'd that go?
Yeah. We both woke up Sunday not wanting to do a god darn thing because we were bored. But, I had quite a bit of liquid courage in me by the end of the night that I fired up the chainsaw, got the chainsaw ready for Sunday, got the ladder put away, ready for Sunday.
Yep.
And then we woke up on Sunday, and by like noon, I was like, yeah, half my body's kind of sore. As much as I want to do it, I feel if I exert myself today, I'm not going to be at work on Monday. And, well, work has to pay the bills, so you have to go to work.
Amen to that. And, well, you got next Monday off from work.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now you can push yourself next weekend.
Well, that's what I was asking about next Monday if we're going to do a stream, because I was like, I'm either going to be sore, laying on the couch, or completely inebriated by 6 p.m.
So either way,
one of the three are guaranteed to happen. So
yeah, so either way, we won't be live next Monday night here for HODL the Line. We're going to try and give you something to look forward to with tonight's stream. BC got stuck at work, so the likelihood is he isn't making it here this evening. So we'll go shout out the chat here in a little bit, and we're going to talk about the digital ID session that's open right now from the U.S. Treasury. Before they put out new guidelines on things, any of these government agencies, they always open up for public comments. Well, that's what's open right now. We'll go over what that's all about in a minute. And then we're going to talk about a home mining company in Europe that's helping Bitcoin miners, literally developed from the ground up, helping Bitcoin miners heat their home and make a little money on the side mining Bitcoin. So we're going to talk about both of those and hopefully give some good discussion. Hopefully everybody in the chat will jump in and give their 2 cents. Appreciate everybody. And like I said, if you're here on YouTube, no matter which one, smash up that like. Appreciate you. If you're coming in from X, we got a few people from X. Appreciate you being here. Everybody chime in the chat, say hey. We'll give you a quick shout out before we get into everything here at this point. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me turn these comments on right now. And all right, let's see who's here. Mike, always appreciate you. Hola to you, sir. Dylan stopping in. Always, Dylan is here. I'll tell you what. Whoa, wait, I think we lost Badel. Something happened. Okay, so now you're just stuck with me until Badel gets back. All right. Oh boy, the joys of live streaming. Wait, and he's back. Welcome back.
I'm using my left hand with the mouse as opposed to my right, so I accidentally clicked the wrong button.
I see.
I guess that's the bad thing about the mice that I like that have the side buttons that you can go like forward and back on web pages.
Gotcha. But I understand. And Automatic Beats is in the house. Appreciate you being here, sir. And Techman again today. Techman, I'll tell you, you guys are awesome. I appreciate all the support you show on all my streams and everything, guys. I really, really do appreciate everybody. Thank you. All right, you know what? Let's kick off this first thing. Maybe, hopefully, you guys will jump in the chat for this discussion. But let's get to the article that spawned what we're going to talk about digital IDs. Now, I know BC had a lot of, BC rant. Let's go with that. That he wanted to go and put in with regard to this. So I don't think we're going to hear from that tonight unless he's able to chime in the chat on his drive here. But basically, the U.S. Treasury wants some people like me and you, for what it's worth, because I don't think they really listen when we do, to go ahead and give some information about digital ID. Now, this is something that's been kicking around the space for a while. Hell, this entire project's in the space dedicated things like digital ID, like Civic, for example. I mean, that's old school. Civic's back from, I think, 2016, 2017, something like that. And that's basically, you know, them trying to create decentralized digital IDs, DIDs, which I think, well, let's put it this way. Digital IDs, if it's going to exist, I would like them to be DIDs, because then we control the information, not a centralized entity. But let's get into this, and then I'll give you my proverbial 2 cents for what it's worth. And like I said, please chime in the chat here. The U.S. Department of the Treasury is seeking public feedback on how digital identity tools and other emerging technologies could be used to fight illicit finance in the crypto markets. Now, it's always about fighting the illicit finance, you know, gotta stop all of this crap, but yet, you know, you can just go to Bank of America and they'll launder your money for you. Don't sweat it. And they'll just give them a fine. No worries. Anyway, before I see, and here we go. I'm already getting off on tangents. Anyway, so with one of the options that they're proposing, or at least entertaining, is to embed identity checks into DeFi platforms, into the smart contracts running these DeFi platforms. Oh, talk about a cluster waiting to happen. Anyway, this all came about because of the Genius Act, which was recently passed. We talked about it here on this show. We talked about it on a number of the live streams on my channel. So I know everybody who's watching this currently, and who will probably, the majority of you who will be watching this on the replay, know all about the Genius Act and my feelings toward that just being a backdoor way of creating a CBDC. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about this whole digital ID. Anyway, one of the ideas in the request for comments is the potential for a DeFi protocol to integrate a digital identity credential directly into their code, so right into the smart contract. Under this model, a smart contract could automatically verify a user's credentials before executing a transaction, basically building a KYC and AML safeguard into this blockchain infrastructure. Okay, safeguard. I don't see it as a safeguard. I'm just saying. But anyway, pursuant to the Genius Act, the Treasury Department has issued a request for comment on initiative methods to detect illicit activity involving digital assets. And it goes through all of these here in this, and link is in the description for this article. I'm going to highlight a couple of other points to this article, and then we'll pull it off the screen, and Badel and I can go back and forth with this. And again, chime in the chat, tell us what you're thinking. According to the Treasury, digital ID solutions, which include government IDs, biometrics, portable credentials, could reduce compliance costs while strengthening privacy protections. Anyway, they could also make it easier for financial institutions and DeFi services to detect money laundering. Okay, this is the standard party line that they're basically retouting here, okay? And then it goes on to talk about how, you know, they want to also protect against CBDCs. And you know what? I literally can't even read any more of this, because I can feel my blood pressure already kind of starting to go up. And yeah, it's just their usual routine. My humble opinion. This is their usual routine coming into the 21st century. They're taking the standard AML, KYC, and they're putting some lipstick on it. They're making it digital, and it's just a pig with lipstick on it. My humble opinion. What's it? Minimalism, and I probably just butchered that. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. These are the types of things blowing open and return. Okay. What am I missing? Up return. And Kevin is in the chat. Guys, tell us what you think in the chat. Badel, what's your initial thoughts with regard to what I just went over there? Again, they're asking for comments on some of their proposals. They never listen, but at least they can say they solicited the public's input. But what do you think? You're the public. Give us your input.
I don't like the digital IDs at all, because here where I'm at, you have to have a digital ID to get on an airplane. And if you don't have a digital ID, then you can't get on an airplane. And then if you don't get the digital ID, like I had to renew my license this year because of my age. And they asked me to take my glasses off. I said, well, I can't see. And they're like, well, we need you to take your glasses off so we can scan your face and put it in facial recognition. And I go, oh, well, I didn't sign up for that. I don't want a part of that. And they're like, well, then you're not going to get a new ID. I'm like, oh, so now you're going to force me to scan my face through the federal government and put it in the database just so I can have a legal state ID, which is like the lowest form of ID as being a U.S. citizen. Like,
well,
I don't feel that's right, but I mean, that's like the start of it. You go up to like the digital ID stuff and all that. No, I'm not a big fan of it.
I know this isn't really a part of that, but didn't your state have like an opt-out option? So, for example, my state was probably, I think, the last one to even roll it into effect. They hit the deadline and they also rolled out if you don't want that, you can get the regular state license, it costs you less, but you can't use it as like go get on a plane ID. You didn't have that option?
Well, that is the option that I chose.
Oh, so you did. So you were able to get your driver's license or whatever, your ID, whatever.
Yeah, but it's not the.
Yeah, but not that. Okay, so they had that option.
Not the digital ID, so you have to upgrade to that.
Yes, if you want to go take a plane or something. Yes, correct. Or use a passport or something like that. Yes, yeah. Correct. Yep. Okay, I mean, I was just like, how the hell could your state not do that? I mean, I know you live in a screwed up state, but like, I was hoping they would still have that other option. I thought it was mandated, but okay.
No, I was like, I don't agree with you guys scanning my face and put it into the government computers. And then she's like, well, then you're not going to get an updated or current license. So then you can't buy cigarettes. You can't go to a bar. You can't buy liquor. You can't buy alcohol. You can't do this. You can't do that. And I'm like, well, that's kind of screwed up. Like, you're forcing me to do this.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's what they want. How else do they control? And op return. I got you now. It took a second trying to again, old man eyes too, trying to read this. And basically to continue the thought process that he's talking about ZK proofs, basically in the op return in Bitcoin, having the ability to enable KYC and so on and so forth. You know what? The bottom line is the government is going to continue to try to do this. I realize as we move forward, a digital ID is probably going to be a necessity, but as much as I may not want the digital ID, and every country, again, I know I got people that are watching us right now from outside the U.S., and I know we're talking primarily U.S. centric here. But every one of these countries are going to end up with some kind of proposal with regard to digital IDs. And yeah, that's exactly what that's going to be. Come down to, yo, man, pay your taxes. Yeah, exactly. Heck, man. Nope. But
the only taxes I pay are the ones that are forced out of my paycheck every week. That's it. They still. So the state I live in and the feds have been sending me letters for 19 years now, trying to collect the taxes from the last time I filed. What are they going to do? Garnish my wages? Fine. I'll quit my job. I'll move somewhere else or get another job.
Or they just lock your ass up, one or the other, because, that's what they do.
Yeah.
Just saying.
If I happen to go missing, just assume
it was the government.
Yeah.
And nobody will even think twice because it ain't going to be ICE. You know, they won't be like they're doing over up in Boston or whatever. And they're, oh my God, ICE agents. Oh, we got to protect the illegals.
They got more issues. The government has more issues than to worry about me and other people like me currently. So I ain't
well,
that worried.
currently that's probably a very true statement right there. But what do you think, Badel? Do you see these digital IDs coming into play? One, and two, what kind of timeline are you thinking?
Well, I mean, I'm already seeing it happening in my state and mostly over the whole US, I feel. I mean, from my knowledge of where I'm at, like you have to have a digital ID to fly.
Well, that's technically not a digital ID because, again, remember, you could use another form of ID that they accept. They're just digitizing that to make it easier to go and track you through facial recognition. The point is, you could still technically, even though I don't have one of those, I could still fly. I just going to end up having to jump through an additional hoops. You see what I'm saying? So, and when I'm talking digital ID, I'm talking like a DID that you're going to need to access websites, that you're going to need to access Web3 properties, that you're going to need to go into a DeFi exchange. That's the type of digital ID I'm talking about.
I would guess 2030 because 4 to 5 years ago, none of this was around. And look where we're at now. And for it to be fully implemented and okay, yeah, there may be some gray areas by 2030, but I feel it's going to be 85 to 90% there by 2030.
Right.
Maybe middle to end of 2030, but
so we're talking 5 years max is what you're thinking.
Well, look at where it's come in the last 5 years. You know, I mean, it's the same thing with like technology. Like, look at where technology was at 5 years ago. Look at where technology is at now. What do you think the next 5 years is going to do?
I don't disagree with you as far as the technological advancements are concerned. No, don't disagree at all. Don't disagree at all.
I mean, I do understand. Like at times we do have technological milestones that we break through that unlocks a lot more. Maybe we had one of those in the last 5 years. I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, AI, quantum computing, all that's going to be growing.
Oh, that's all going to be part of this mix.
5 years that
facts.
8 to 10 years, 100% full intact, ready to go. 5 years, it'll be about 85 to 90% there.
Okay. Now
it's kind of like crypto right now. Like, you know, I mean, there's still hemming and hawing about the rules, but crypto's been around for a lot longer than 5 or 10 years. So
yep. And it took time to mature. And much like I was mentioning, I forgot what stream I was on, but talking about it, I'm like, when you break it all down, crypto is still in its teenager years, basically. You know, it's still developing, it's still growing, and honestly, by leaps and bounds because of technology all the time. But you get, I guess, the point.
And to me, the only reason why government really got involved, or the U.S. government got involved with the cryptocurrencies, is because people were making money off of it and using it to buy and sell commodities, and they weren't paying taxes. That's to me the most reason why the U.S. government got involved with crypto is because they wanted a portion of that money. They wanted to be able to tax it.
Yeah, of course. It's always about increasing their margins so they can keep spending like drunken sailors. Now, one of the things that they put out that I read out in the article, and that you hear all the time when it comes, to AML and KYC is, this is going to make things so much more secure. It's going to mean that, it's going to cut so much back on all the fraud and illicit activities, which, to be quite frank, obviously never happens. Do you think that if we had digital IDs, that it would cut back on fraud and make things more secure? So again, thinking the digital ID along the line, like I'm talking about, where you need it to get into a Web3 website, into a DeFi exchange, that kind of thing. Think like a private key from your wallet to get you access. That's basically it did.
I mean, it'll help identify people quicker.
That's true.
But I mean, there's still police departments around me that shows a full face of a guy on a bike or in a car, and they're like, please help identify this guy. And I'm like, I always comment and they're like, well, what crime did he commit? Because why would we want to help you? Like, aren't our taxes going to pay you as the police officers to investigate this? If it's even a crime, like it's a guy on a freaking e-bike in the middle of the road, or it's a guy standing next to his car next to an open dumpster. Okay, what crime did he commit? Like, you're just am I supposed to assume he committed a crime as to why the police put that up on Facebook? Like, I don't like to assume anything, but you know, I like to be that little idiot that goes, okay, well, what crime did he commit? Like, why are you posting this? Why are you asking for the citizens' help when we pay you?
Well, if we had digital IDs, you made the point that it will definitely help them to identify you more quickly. And to that end, in my opinion, it will allow them to, I guess, if you commit a crime, be able to track that in a more quick and efficient manner. But it also gives them complete access to everything you do with your digital ID, like illicit or not. And that comes into the second question I was going to throw out there, is that, you know, there's an obvious, assuming we go to digital IDs, there's the obvious trade-off of like privacy. You know, your personal information is basically going to be out there. The idea of having any kind of privacy or anonymity in any of the transactions that you do online, I mean, I know primarily the U.S. Treasury itself focusing on financial transactions, but you know that it ain't going to stop there. It's going to start with the financial transactions, and who knows where it's going to go from there. Again, my humble opinion. And I'd love, guys, I know I got some of you in the chat right now that like live for this stuff. Come on, tell us what you're thinking in that chat right now. But I mean,
I got something else to say, like on a little bit smaller of a scale. All right, so
go ahead.
I'm sure you go to a gas station, right? You get gas.
Yeah.
Say that gas station, do they have a point system or redeem points? Like,
oh, most of them do.
Yeah, you buy this, you put in your phone number, you scan your card or whatever that's linked to all your information, and oh, you save money. Okay, yeah, here, I'll just scan it every time. Let me save money. But guess what? That gas station knows your purchases, has all your personal information already because you signed up for that card, and they know, okay, well, Joe Schmo comes in here and buys a case of Busch Light every 3 or 4 days. He's in here at least twice a week. Plus he buys this, plus he buys that. So and that's probably what they're doing, is they're using that information and they sell it to, like, you know, all the data collector companies or whatever out there. But it's like, what do you think the government's going to do with all this information?
Oh, please.
You know, the government's going to start having a record of literally every single thing that you do. You know, like your phone, Samsung or Apple. I don't really think it matters, but
it doesn't matter.
They know when you're on the toilet. You know, they know when you're at work. They know how long you're away from home and from what time to what time. Like, you know, I mean, having the government have that access, every other company already does. How much of our information's on the dark web right now? You know, that people know this that we don't even know, and it's like,
no, I'm with you. Well, let's expand on that just a little bit. Well, I know I'm putting you on the spot, Badel, with asking all these questions here, but I think it's a good way to throw out the discussion, at least to get it out, and maybe somebody else in the chat will chime in too. Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot there on the chat. Yeah, and if you're watching this, by the way, on the replay, in the comments, please, because you want to know what, we'll reply in the comments. Appreciate that input. Anyway, so where's the balance, I guess? Because I've told you many times, that I got a credit union. They were asking me for the longest time to set up a digital ID with them, and I refused. I'm like, no, you ain't getting all that information. Bad enough you already got that information, or most of it, for like KYC purposes, so I can have my account. But beyond that, I ain't giving you any more than that. Come to find out, for those who haven't seen that or heard me talk about it, they're actually, the NCUA here in the United States, actually working with Hedera Hashgraph HBAR to create those digital IDs. So but so there's the kind of crypto connection to that. But my question, I guess, is how do we balance the need for what the government is classifying as this type of fraud protection, this kind of security, with our personal freedom? Because go ahead.
Okay, with what you just said, let me ask you a question. When has the government ever stepped in to prevent fraud on your behalf or helped secure you on your behalf?
Oh, no. That's all about what they make the banks do. And I'm focusing on banks right now because we're talking about the U.S. Treasury. So, keeping it in the realm of money, that their security, their KYC, their AML is all about what they're making the banks do to provide this security and fraud protection and all this other stuff. And they do nothing for you and I except track us down and say we did it, which is why they want to violate privacy, so they can know what we did and make it easier on them. In my opinion, for what it's worth. So that's why I asked that question. But to answer your question, they don't do shit for us on an individual basis. That's all about.
I kind of just feel the government wants the digital ID so they can tie me to my multiple bank accounts, say a few sources of income, and literally know everything that I do at every minute of the day without having a warrant to search for anything.
I ain't gonna argue with that. And
they can go to your bank and they can try to get your information,
and they will ultimately.
But most of the times they'll have to have a warrant. But with a digital ID, I feel it gives them that right to just access it at any time without a warrant.
Well, exactly. If they've already got that information, they got it. It's right at their fingertips. Even worse than the records the NSA keeps on us as we speak, spying on us through all of our electronic devices, which was already put out there years ago by Snowden. But it's like, yeah, there is, and two right here. Dylan's point. Dylan's saying, I personally believe we are going to a world where nothing will be private anymore. Earnings, activities, food consumption, travel, everything. I'm not from the US. I was going to point that out, but I'm glad you put it in here. So for me, it's kind of normal already. And that is sad on a number of levels, that in some countries, this is already the norm. This is what you do. And that's why I said what I said earlier. We're looking at this from a US based perspective, but this is obviously not just a U.S. issue. There are global implications to everything that we're talking about here, because even for those countries that may have, I'll use my air quotes, similar freedoms to the U.S., that they're going to follow suit with the U.S. I mean, let's be honest. And never mind even trying to think about what's going on over in Europe right now. Holy God, that'll make my head just poof, explode. You know what I'm saying?
I got something else to say after you read Techman's comment.
I was required to identify and sign a form at the pawn shop, and they didn't even buy my stuff. What? Never trying that again. Why the hell would you have to sign anything if they didn't buy it? If they were going to buy it, okay, fine, give me your info, but that would make complete sense to me. But like
he said that happened today.
Yeah, I just saw that happened today. Man, dude, I would have told him screw you. I mean, I don't know if that's a state thing or whatever, wherever you're at, Tech Man. I can't remember. I know you told me, but I don't remember where you're at.
I just want to collect this information just from walking in the front door.
Right, basically.
I would have been like, look, I'll sign it and whatever, but you got to buy my stuff. Like, if we come to a deal, then I will sign and do whatever. But
yeah, there you go. 1 out of 5-star review. There you go, brother. There you go.
But I did have one thing to say, and I've been
yeah,
talking about
go ahead, and then I will wrap this up and head on to. We're already half an hour in from rambling here, so go ahead.
But I brought this up, I don't know, 5-10 years ago. I haven't said it lately because I don't think Chevy uses OnStar anymore. But do you remember the OnStar service
Yes.
with Chevy?
Yep.
Oh, they could open your car and lock your doors.
Do pretty much everything. Yep.
And all you gotta do is have a 4-digit code, and it's like, who are you talking to that would know that 4-digit code? Oh, it's all anonymous. No, it's not. You know my vehicle, you know my VIN number.
You
and
can literally pull up everything. Right. Exactly.
Right. I'm like, that sounds so insecure to me. So it's like every Chevy I've had, I've torn that OnStar box out of it because I was like, I don't want any part of it. Like, Joe Schmo that works at OnStar could tell somebody to call in as me, use my code, and unlock my car. And the next thing I know, my car is gone. Now, granted, that's kind of older, I feel, nowadays, but
yep. I'm like you, man. I never registered for any of that. It was just like, I'll deal with the, somebody finding me on the side of the road if I'm in a ditch, I mean?
Oh, but the news presses it as, oh, well, if your car gets jacked or you're in an accident, or you have a flat tire, you just push that little button and then they'll come to your assistance. It's like, no.
Yep.
I look at it the complete opposite way. This company has all my information of my car and knows where my car is at 24/7, every second of every day. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, a fact of life with all these new cars these days anyway, but regardless of OnStar. But all right, let's wrap this up with maybe like throwing this out. I mean, at the end of the day, I gotta try to think, okay, what's the future with regard to this? Now, we already have, again, it depends very much on the country you live in, but like I'm thinking again, US centric right now. Pretty much most of what we do, especially in the financial realm, you have to KYC already. Now, this would take that to the next level as the financial system changes into a more DeFi based system. And at the end of the day, I think that this completely erodes the basic premise, not only of DeFi, but of the cryptocurrency space. Again, thinking about this going back to the roots of cryptocurrency, and that screw the government, blah blah blah, that kind of thing, and that just does not. It doesn't bode well. This whole digital ID thing does not bode well, in my opinion, for the future of any of this. Don't agree with it. Don't like it, but no other way. Yeah, many more. Hope that certain securities will flow in the digital world. Yeah, see, that's the only good point, Dylan. And that's kind of where I was trying to go with my wrap-up statement. So thank you for kind of catching it before I even said it. I think is that hopefully that this cypherpunkish future, or what was billed as the future back when Bitcoin was first dropped, it comes back with some of these DeFi protocols that have yet to be built and are being built, and so on and so forth, that no matter, regardless of whatever, who cares what the government says, because they can implement whatever they want. They got to know it's you that's using it. Do you see what I'm saying? So that the anonymity piece is of utmost more importance, in my opinion, than the potential security, because a smart contract built correctly in a DeFi protocol, built correctly on a blockchain that's secure and built correctly, there will be little to no issues. My humble opinion. Chuck Danger is in the house. Appreciate you being here, Chuck Danger.
Chuck.
All right. That was our first one, guys. Thanks for that kicking it around. I appreciate that. That was good.
Of the whole episode.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But listen, we got one more thing to talk about, and I know we got people just kind of still jumping in here. So let's put it back up here for the sake of everything. You know the drill. Smash the like. If you ain't already subscribed, subscribe. If you're on X, put some comments in the chat. Say, hey, we'll give you a quick shout out. Appreciate everybody over there on X. BC got stuck at work a little later than anticipated, so that's why he's not here this evening. And next week, it's looking like we will not be live for this show. Next Monday, we'll celebrate Labor Day. We're going to be bringing it in Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Crypto on the Rocks. And then we'll probably be sobering up come Monday. So anyway,
but I may go live on Monday.
Oh, okay.
I'm supposed to be getting a package by 9 p.m. on Friday. I got to order some other stuff. And if it doesn't arrive in time, say like on Saturday, I'll most likely go live on Monday, maybe Sunday, and just do like an unboxing.
Nice.
I'm not going to say quick video, but it's going to be probably boring, but it'll be live. And
it's always good when you got people sitting in the background and you're just going through the stuff. I don't know. I like those videos, to be quite frank. But all right, well, I'll be watching for that. All right. Well, now the other piece that we wanted to discuss, and again, links to all of this are in the description. This next article is written in the form of a story. So I'm going to read through it a little bit, and then we'll get into it and discuss it. But basically, it's talking about Bitcoin heating homes in Europe. And now, again, I'm going to read through the story as quickly as possible. I'm not going to read the entire thing. But Maximilian Obwexer, and if he's watching, I apologize for butchering your name. Anyway, he was heating his home in Austria with conventional heating oil, and it was expensive. A tinkerer by nature, a former engineer who worked on hydropower plants, he was trying to find a better way to heat his home. After many rounds of experimentation and having delved down into Bitcoin mining, the Bitcoin mining rabbit hole, 3 years ago, he founded a company devoted to that effort. The company, 21 Energy, makes sense, because they're Bitcoin exclusive for mining, just FYI. Link to their X is in the description, so go ahead and check that out after the stream if you want. Makes well-balanced, sturdy, and incredibly beautiful and quiet, it says, miners for home use. Well, they'd have to be pretty quiet to be operating in home at these power levels. So listen to these models. The early model, the Ofen 1, boasted up to 10 terahash. That's impressive. And then the premium one had top speeds of 40 terahash. That's incredible. Having scaled up its production and hiring 12 new employees this year alone, the Ofen 2, which is the next generation, does between 35 and 42 terahash. It's a Bitcoin home heater style conventional radiator. So basically, it's a miner that looks like a radiator that heats your home. And he says, yes, you can solo mine with this Bitcoin miner or pick a pool if you want to mine in a pool. And at this point, you kind of get the gist of it. He talked about it at a recent Nordic Bitcoin conference, and that's what they are taking a lot of this information from. Again, link to this entire article is in the description. But basically, the other piece to the problem, and we hear about this all the time, if you follow a lot of the whole NATO, Russia, India stuff with regard to oil and heating and so on and so forth, Europeans are beholden to foreigners for importing energy. That is true. A lot of Europe, okay? Its current electricity producers are legacy producers, so coal, gas, and hydro. And they're increasingly asked to turn their supply off in favor of green shit. So, and it goes through explaining this whole thing. But the fact of the matter is that there is a power issue there. And even to the point of, because realize it's not just, I'm hearing an echo all of a sudden, Badel. Is that you?
All I did was yawn, but I covered my mouth.
Okay.
Shouldn't be me.
No. All of a sudden it's gone. Okay, never mind. Anyway, as you guys probably know, for those who track some of this Bitcoin mining, especially here in the States, they talk about it a lot when they integrated it into the Texas grid infrastructure, that basically Bitcoin mining uses that excess energy, okay? Energy that's already there that they got to have go somewhere versus trying to do what with it, God knows, right? So they have the same problem there, of course. And to the point where some of this green energy they got to send it back. They can't even take it on the grid. Well, having these miners gives them the opportunity to be utilizing some of that wasted energy. And here's the guy right here, and you can see a couple of the miners in the background. And in the previous paragraph, they talked about the saying, "Whoa, that's pretty warm," and you can see he's got another one down over here where he's doing the interview. Again, I encourage you to go do a little bit of follow-up with regard to this. But here's the thing. I think that, and I can see a bunch of comments, and I'm going to catch up with the chat in a minute. To me, this is an important piece to be able to get a miner to heat your home. Now, some people who do mining all the time, I often reference New England Crypto, and I should have thought ahead and put his link to his channel in the description. I didn't do that, but he did an entire series showing how he was setting up his basement miners and how he was funneling the heat up in through the floor and so on and so forth. It was great. I encourage you to go ahead and check that out. But he not just him. This morning, I actually showed you, Joe and I, how one guy was using a Bitcoin miner to heat a 100-year-old building, basically heating the entire floor of this 100-year-old building, first floor, with a Bitcoin miner. There's a lot of opportunities for this, and I think this is a good use of Bitcoin mining that will also help to reshape people's perspective and people's perception. That's the word I was looking for, people's perception of Bitcoin mining. Badel, I've been babbling. Go. Jump in. What's your thoughts with regard to this, brother?
Well, I put a link to New England Crypto's channel in the chat.
Oh, awesome. There it is, guys.
So
go check it out.
Take the time to specify that certain video, but I feel a lot of us here in America have been doing that for as long as we've been mining. Most of my mining gear is on in the wintertime because then it reduces my cost bill for the gas that I have to pay to heat my home. And the only difference is, in the wintertime, I spread my miners out throughout the house to where it's kind of more or less even heat. Or I use fans, things like that. But what I got coming in the mail now will produce free energy. So then
I love how you keep teasing it, my friend. I love how you keep teasing it there. That's awesome. That's awesome. Before I want you to finish your thought, Badel, but let's shout out the people who just jumped in. Obviously, we just had a bunch of new people jump in. Jay Violet in the house. If you're a channel member, Jay Violet, emojis in the chat. Uncle Jesse is back again. Channel member Uncle Jesse, emojis in the chat. K Diggity is here. Excellent, excellent. We got everybody kind of jumping on in here. I'm sorry, I'm scrolling to make sure I'm not missing anybody.
I missed K Diggity, but hello, K Diggity.
Oh,
I did put everybody that's members. I put their emojis in chat.
There you go. See, Badel's all over it, man. And Badel's wild chat today. We are all, it's crazy. I have to kind of, that's why I'm sitting here running around trying to catch up with all this. Dutchy is here. If I missed you earlier, I'm sorry, Dutchy. Appreciate you being here, Mark. What else we got? I haven't paid for heat in the last 7 winters. Good for you, Chug Danger.
I bet your
I love it.
electric company loves you, though.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, like, so in my perspective on that, up until the beginning of last month, so almost 2 months ago, my electric was pretty much the same as my gas, like per usage. So to me, it didn't make much sense to use more electric and save gas, because then one bill's higher than the other when normally they're about the same in the wintertime. But now my electric's higher. I'd much rather go back to gas, but then, you know, I got
No.
something coming in the mail that's going to give me free electric. So,
Well, and listen, there's a lot. I don't know. Let me touch on a couple of the points that I made with regard to this. Obviously, you're talking about saving energy, right? And wait a minute. Yes, Jay Violet, you're right. I do need a K Diggity emoji. Unfortunately, I don't have enough channel members to get any new emojis, so it is what it is. As soon as I do,
if username doesn't start showing his, his username around a little bit more, he might have to get booted.
we have to remove his emoji. Oh man.
Hey, I mean, it's what is it? I want to say first world problems, but it's not. It's first come, first serve. If somebody's here more than you, well, sorry, you got to get moved back in the back of the line.
I love it. Yeah. He got emoji jacked. Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Listen, I got to meet up with him in a couple of weeks for a drink. He'll be like poison in my drink. I emoji jack him too soon there. No, I'm kidding. I love having username in here. He's actually been here the last few Crypto on the Rocks. So trolling everybody, including moi. Anyway, so let me hit a couple of these points. Sorry, I got off on the tangent again here. I like the idea of the dual purpose. Okay, you're obviously heating your home in the winter and you're earning some BTC in the process. Now, for this particular article on this the guy's machines, okay, and again, link is in the description. Go ahead and check it out. It's X for his company in the description. He says these you can either solo mine or you can, and with that kind of Terra hash, probably do it. You'd have a lot better shot than using like a BitAxe, obviously, which we talk about here all the time with the solo mining thing. And to take it either solo mining or to a pool. And now to have that, and then potentially, so you take some pool mining and you're actually getting some returns all the time. So not only are you saving energy and heat, you're getting extra money with regard to whatever crypto it is that you're mining. It also, in my opinion, helps. You hear everybody bitching about like, oh, Bitcoin mining, it's killing the earth. Listen, first off, for those who don't know, Bitcoin mining has turned a lot more green in recent years than when it first started, obviously. But I mean, the way that these portable miners, these sheds that you can mine, that, like, for example, yeah, go ahead, Badel. I'll babble for a while. I'll
be listening. I have something to say once you're done, and after I come back.
Okay, all right, I got you. That like Buck was talking about when he was here a few weeks ago. Where they could stage these things in these locations. Again, whether it's flare gas or near a hydro facility, whatever it is. Now, in this case, you'd say, well, it's in your home. So what? How does that make things greener or better in the big picture? Well, think about it. If your house is heated by oil, but yet you got electricity as well. Well, you're saving on the oil, which of course is gotta bring down the fact of how much oil needs to be produced, which has got to be making things, one, more sustainable, and two, just better for the environment. And or if you are going to be utilizing, like, for example, my heat is electric, so for me it's electric no matter what. Well, guess what? in those peak times, it's easy enough to turn it on or turn it off. You've got options there. And because these options exist, to me, paints Bitcoin mining in a better picture to the general public who knows little to nothing except what the mainstream media FUD has been with regard to Bitcoin mining. Now that Badel's back, he said he had something to say. So we're going to let him say what he had to say. Go, Badel. It's all you, brother.
I'm just going to say there's a difference between America and most of the other countries, because most of the other countries, most of their appliances are already on 240 because it's cleaner and it's easier to run. As in America, most of our appliances are on 120, which is more of a dirty energy. I mean, most American houses have 3, maybe 4 220 outlets. The stove, the clothes washer, and the furnace, which is directly tied in on its own breaker. So there's 3 right there. 2 of them, yeah, you could maybe use, but then you're sacrificing what you're using. You know, as if you go into all these other countries, 240 is just the standard.
Yeah.
Because it's the way the electricity works, is because 240, it's a higher volt, but it's also a higher amp, and it's easier to travel amps through a longer space than it is voltage. So it's kind of like America's already back, you know, our electric grid. Yeah, they keep saying we're back in like the 60s. Well, yeah, because we still run on 120. Start producing 240 products, force every American home product to be 240. And then guess what? We would save a lot more on wasted electricity, because we've got, I think by me, I have 3 nuclear power plants within an hour and a half of my house.
Ooh.
But why am I at almost 17 cents a kilowatt hour? Oh, because they're producing so much that they have to waste it? That's not my problem, but I'm paying for it, aren't I?
Well, it is your problem because, like you just said, you're paying for it. And yes, Dutchy, believe it or not, the answer to that question is yes. So there it is.
Well, should I specify the United States of America, or can I just say the U.S.?
Well, I guess you could do that. And look at this. Jay Violet's already, yep, there it is. Swap it out, baby. It's oh man, where's username to defend himself when you need him?
Hey, Jay Violet, why don't we swap you for Diggity then?
No, we love Jay Violet.
I know, but she's calling out somebody else, and I'm just gonna call her out.
Oh, Jay Violet emojis in the chat. Oh wait, what do we got here? Poor username. There it is. Yeah, now it's poor username. Yeah, 1.5 miles. Yep, that is. Oh man. Listen.
Did I say 1.5 miles? I thought I said 1.5 hours.
Oh, you did say, yeah, miles. You didn't say. That's why I was like, whoa, okay.
No, I mean, and then we got Fermilab that in Aurora that does. They got that underground thing that when they turn it on, they feel that the Earth doesn't follow.
Oh, yeah. I remember reading something about that.
Yeah,
okay.
That's like 45 minutes from my house.
Oh, no kidding.
I used to drive by there on a daily basis.
Wow. Okay. And we got Tiago, Trade Intuition in the house. Bingos and bangos. Your channel member, Bingos and Bangos. Appreciate you being here. Although, Joe, in fairness, we are wrapping up at this point. We just went through our 2 major things there. So anybody have anything else they want to put in on either the mining or the digital ID? By all means, go ahead and toss it in there. Badel, anything else you want to add with the mining? I know we kind of went through that one a little bit quicker than we did that whole digital ID thing there. But
I understand he's in Europe, and I'm not saying they're behind us, but I feel a lot of Americans that were miners 4 or 5 years ago have been doing that. And I think even Techman said that, like 2 years or 7 winners, 2 winners or 7 winners, he hasn't paid, to heat his house because of his miners. But
right.
like I said, it depends on your electric. It depends on what you're paying for gas or whatever to heat your house. I mean, it could be firewood or it could be diesel. It could be
Yeah.
natural gas. I mean,
Yep.
you got to look at everything as a bill and figure out what's more expensive and eliminate that most expensive bill.
I get it.
I mean, I would love to have a firewood heater in my house, but
right.
I don't know if I could chop that much firewood, and I definitely don't have enough trees on my property to last freaking 6 months of a winter. So
yeah, then that just becomes another expense at that point. And Trade Intuition saying just finished up a VIP YouTube members live stream. Oh, awesome. Yeah, for those who are channel members, head over to the community chat in YouTube. I put a question in there asking when would be a good time in general for me to do a members only live stream. Please go ahead and answer that. And time escaped me. I get it, man. You're doing your thing. Yeah, crap happens. No worries, brother. No worries.
We spent the first 45 minutes just on one topic.
I know we were all about that. And Dylan, hey, have a good night, man. 4 a.m. there. Yeah, go get some sleep.
Have a good night, Dylan. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for sticking around. Yeah, appreciate the support. Oh boy, here we go. I'm starting to see magnets in the chat. Here we go. Listen, we are gonna wrap this thing up. Badel, anything going on besides? Well, remind everybody that you might be doing a live. Tease out whatever you want to tease out, and then I'll let everybody know what I got going on.
I have a package coming. It's supposed to be here by 9 p.m. on Friday. So depending on when it shows up, I may open it up on Crypto on the Rocks, or since we're not doing a HODL the Line on Monday, I may do a live stream on Monday, opening it up. But the problem is Monday is a holiday. So if it doesn't come on Saturday, it's definitely not going to be here on Monday. So
right.
And is it coming through FedEx, which I feel it's going to be probably broken by the time it gets to me. But
I hope not.
I'm hoping it comes Friday night, Saturday. Maybe I can give a little teaser on Crypto on the Rocks, and then I'll be like, all right, I'm going to do a live on Monday. Maybe keep it around the same time, but we'll see.
Hello.
Well, yeah, that would make sense. I'm like, yeah, Joe's broken. Yeah, it's FedEx. You never know, right? It's like, oh man. Let's put it this way. Personally, I hope it shows up for Crypto on the Rocks, but if it doesn't, there you go. You got plans for Monday in place of HODL the Line, because like Badel said, we're not going to be live next Monday night. We're going to enjoy the holiday as much as possible. What about anything else, Badel, you want to throw out there before I throw out my 411?
I'm sore as hell from
got a big ass bruise.
And Tech Man, yes. A little south of there. I used to work up there quite a bit. That's actually where my work van got stuck in the casino. I think I told that story.
The story you were telling, on Friday.
The Belgian casino was their security called the cops on me because I was sawing the fucking ladder rack off my van because we got stuck in the parking garage trying to leave. Yes.
All right, you know what do we got here? 50. I'm just marking that down so I can go and bleep that out. So
oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I try not to on Mondays, but
I know, but that's all right. All right.
When people ask a question, I go off on a little rant about something that's true, and it's like something.
And you get off. Listen, I do it too, brother. Just I'm trying real hard not to. All right. Well, again, BC got stuck at work tonight, so he wasn't here. He is going to be away for next weekend. So that is why we'll definitely not be doing between the two of us. There'll only be one guy running it. That's not right. But Badel can get the night off too, unless he wants to have his own live stream. So that's next Monday. But prior to that, tomorrow night, I've got myself and Jar live for the Matrix Money podcast. He sent me a whole bunch of stuff he wants to talk about. I haven't even had a chance to look at it all yet. So be watching for that stream coming up on Wednesday morning. Joe and I will be live at 11 a.m. Eastern time for the midweek check-in on the crypto markets. And then, of course, Friday, Crypto on the Rocks, 7 p.m. This will be the Labor Day weekend edition for that particular stream. And make sure you're here because within the week I'm at the conference, Boston Blockchain Conference, there's not going to be any Crypto on the Rocks that week because I'm obviously going to be at the conference, or traveling. So please make sure you tune in these next few Crypto on the Rocks. We're trying to work our way to that 100th episode, so watch for the information about that. All right, that is going to do it. What's this? I don't know what that is. But I'm going to hold off on that. And I always invite Andy, by the way. But sometimes you don't want to be joining. And I understand.
She joined one time, and I feel like because she joined one time, everybody feels like she's going to join every night. And it's like,
yeah, people, aren't like that. Yeah, not everybody's like us. I'm just saying. It's just not like that.
I give props to you, Joe, and
hell yeah,
influencer that goes out live like 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week.
Yep.
Joe,
yeah, exactly.
Every day, 7 days a week. Like that's road.
Thanks, Joe. You back at you, brother. Back at you. Oh, Wick's wife just jumped on in here. We're literally about to shut down the stream, but I appreciate you showing up and showing that support. And listen. Everybody, as you're heading out the door, I don't see anybody to forward to here at this point, so I'm just going to end the stream. And I appreciate everybody that's on X. We got like half of our viewers on X tonight, so thank you very much. Appreciate your support there. And listen, we're, again, not here next Monday, but for me, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Time for the Matrix Money Podcast. Thank you, everybody, for all your activity in the chat. If you haven't already done it, smack up that like button. And Badel and I are going to dance our way out, and we will see you soon. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
And make sure if you got any questions, leave a comment, and we will do our best to answer it. And
Amen.
Or maybe on YouTube or maybe in Discord or whatever way we have to get a hold of you, we will do our best to get a hold of you.
Facts. What he said. All right.
Oh, Wick's wife is giving us some stuff saying we don't want to talk to her.
What?
And then there's username. Come on, right at the end.
Oh, listen. Username. You should have been here sooner, man. They're trying to emoji jack you, brother. I'm just saying. No, I told you. Username and I are going to get together in New Hampshire when I go to that conference to grab a drink, and he's threatening to get me blackout drunk. Can't do that, man. I got to go to the conference the next day. I love you, brother, but and not to mention I'm a little bit old for that stuff.
All right. Let's dance our way out. Have a good night, everybody. No,
I love it. There it is. Yeah. As much as I would like to, K Diggity, we're gonna dance our way out of here.
Click that little bar and scroll it all the way to the left.
Is that it? Yeah. No, only in reverse though. Oh my God. Okay. That's it. We're out. Guys, have a good night. Like I said, show up tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Time for me and Jar, HODL, Matrix Money Podcast. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, fingers frozen, call it ice on my grip. Wallet getting heavy, yeah, it's making me trip. Charts doing backflips, but I'm steady, don't slip. Never fold, got a diamond script, no eclipse. Wolves in the market, they circle and pray. I'm a bull on parade, charging every payday. Paper hands crumble, they just fade away. I'm stacking sats, building castles where I stay. Diamond hands, I ain't letting it go. Stacking up, yeah, I'm watching it grow. Riding waves, yeah, I'm surfing the flow. Up and down, but my faith never low. Diamond hands, yeah, they gleam and they shine. Through the storm, I just hold the line. Day and night, yeah, I'm always aligned. Crypto king, yeah, the throne is mine. They panic sell.